Okay, I'm here at the old Stagecoach line, and we're going to be going over there and checking out that building. Now, we've done this before, but I've never done it with my meter, my EMF meter. So I'm going to turn it on, and we're going to walk around and see if we get any readings. Now keep in mind, while we're walking around, I am in Bigfoot territory, so all the Bigfoot virtual searchers, pay attention to what's going on in the background. You never know what I might accidentally film. Okay, now this place was once built like a fortress. And it had a window there at one time, like this window over here, to be able to defend itself. We're going to go inside just a few minutes, and the EMF meter's reading nothing, and it's on. So here we go. Okay, so we had a method of defending that direction, and a method of that direction, and a method of defending that direction. That was me. I just accidentally turned it off and on. But so far we're not getting any readings. It's hard to walk and hold a camera and an EMF meter at the same time. Okay, now we're going to go outside and walk around a bit. Okay, there's some stairs here. And we're on this side of it. There's some poo of some sort. No EMF meter movement yet. And you might see a little bouncing of the meter when I'm walking, but that's for me walking. Okay, this is the well. And it's still got water in it. We're walking around the well. Okay, it's going to be difficult walking down this side here because there's no stairway. I'm going to have to use my hands for a minute. Everything's still on, so you know, if I do run across the signal or something. There we go. Nothing. I'm going to walk around the foundations in case there might be a grave or something. Okay, here's another old foundation.
I'm going to walk around it. Now, typically, things get put in the corners. So, I see another level up there, so I'm going to go up and walk down that level on the way out. Here's another cornerstone of a building. Of course, I probably should take time out to kind of look around me too. Well, one of the reasons why I'm in here walking around here looking for Bigfoot, but I had got reports from several sources that this area here back in the early 1900s there was a mass cholera epidemic, and there was like 200 Mexican workers that died. And of course, back then they didn't bother bringing bodies out. They would just bury them up here. So there's like 200 graves around here somewhere. So I'm just kind of scouting around looking to see where it could be a good place for that. You know, to bury 200 people in a given area, you know, that takes some major digging, so I don't really think it'd be up here under the tree roots. However, I did notice something very strange here. One big pine tree, two big pine trees, three big pine trees, four big pine trees, five big pine trees, six big pine trees, seven big pine trees, 8, 9, 10, and then that's a corner. Another one, another one, another one, and another one. It kind of looks like these pine trees that I've been counting were planted along a border. And of course they're big pine trees now. I see a foundation over there, so I'm going to go over to that foundation. I've still got the EMF meter on, so I'm going to walk through this open area that could have been a good place for a burial, and see if we get anything. Okay, find a little hole dug right here, but looks like it might have been a gopher hole at one time. But then here's another one with a stick stuck straight out of it. Now this wouldn't go back to the early 1900s. This is recent. Someone or something has taken that stick and stuck it in the ground for some reason. Just a curiosity. Okay, here's a remnants of a rock wall right here, going straight across over there. So evidently this was one end of property line. Meter's still on, no readings. I've walked that whole flat area, but I spotted another structure over here. So we're gonna go over, look at it. Okay, it looks as if it's the remnants of an old fireplace. Now I'm standing kind of in the middle of a leveled out square area. Corner's right over there, and comes down to right about there to where I'm standing, and then it goes right over there. I'll walk over here to the chimney and see if we get any readings. Nope, no readings. Might have to come back here with an old metal detector, check it out sometime, because there's the remnants of a hole of some sort. Now it might have been a well. There's some cracks right there, like it's the dirt settling in, so I'm not going to get too close to the edge. But that's the end of the pit right there. So this could have been a well. No readings, so nobody went down the well that we know of. There's some old bed springs. Okay, this is a look at the flat area where there's kind of like room enough for like mass burial area. So this could be the area, but there doesn't seem to be any spirits or anything like that according to the EMF meter. Of course, that doesn't mean that they're not here. Of course, I can't figure out why somebody would want to haunt someplace like this, because there's not really anything to do. It would be kind of boring unless you're a Bigfoot fan and you want to sit out here and watch for Bigfoot. Okay, the more I look around, the more I find old foundations. Looks like there was kind of like a little community in here. So could there have possibly been a workstation here for cutting timber and stuff like that for the dams or mining? Because there's a lot of mining up towards the tops of the hills. So those workers are probably imported from Mexico, and this may be the area where they were staying. And of course, cholera took its toll. Here's a look at the backside of those trees there. Seem to be planted right in a row. Could be some kind of property line. Here's the remnants of another building. The building is so old that it's got this big, humongous pine tree growing out of the corner. Okay. I'm standing at the foundation of another building. This nice little square building right in here. The EMF meter's still running. So there's quite a community in here. There's the corner of the building right there. Well, up here on the mountain, there's terraces. Several terraces, and I bet you there's building foundations up there too. So I'm gonna have to come back and spend more time here. But that's it. I'm back out of here. No recordings on the EMF meter. It's still going.